All right, thanks for joining us on this episode of Cheema Connect. My name is Jamie Phillip, and I'm joined here by your friend and mine, Jeff Frizzle. Jeff,
Good afternoon.
thanks for joining the program. How are you doing, Jeff?
Doing great, Jamie.
So you might remember from previous episodes, I used to have a former co-host, a gentleman by the name of Harmon Cheema, and he got fired. I had to let him go, and so we auditioned from the program. He still runs the company, of course. How you doing, Harmon? I was able to audition for a new co-host. So we actually had a long line out the door for auditions. Folks like Ryan Reynolds, I think Chris Evans was in contention at one point. But Jeff, if you remember from his episode earlier in the year, made such an impression on me, I thought there's no other co-host for this program than none other than The Frizz. And so welcome to the show. Thank you for spending some time with us and being a part of the program.
Well, thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it.
So, big news. We made a terminal move here in the past 4-6 weeks, just a little over a month. How's that going? How are we settling in?
You know, it was a ton of work, a lot of people involved to get the move completed from Sumner to Pacific, but we're proud to say, you know, we're 30 days in now and everybody's settled and happy and it's going really well.
Yeah, it was a big endeavor, but we moved from Sumner, Washington to this location here in Pacific, Washington, and well, I think we should give them a tour. What do you say?
That's a great idea. Let's go.
Let's take them for a tour. As you're coming up on 167, you'll come to the intersection here at Thornton Avenue where you'll want to turn left and enter into the terminal this way where it says truck entrance. After you pass the Freightliner dealership, turn right to enter through the gate. Refer to the map for where to park Cheema equipment. If you've come to enjoy the driver's lounge, continue on straight. But if you need service or anything from the shop, head on over to your left. Follow me. To see the shop manager, enter through this door on your left. In here you'll find the shop manager, Tim Almeida. Tim will be happy to help you if he's available. If he's tied up on a phone call, simply wait patiently and he'll be with you in a moment. Let's take you on over to see the driver's lounge. Follow me. Here we have a nice space for our drivers to relax, unwind, watch some streaming television on Netflix, scan in some paperwork, enjoy a warm cup of coffee, and we have some great vending over here in the far corner. During business hours, you'll have access to safety and driver services if you follow me inside. You have my office to your left, where you'll find me. TG for driver services is to your right. Scott and Brenna with safety are up ahead, and our driver orientation and training room. And if you're here to see your driver manager or anybody in the dispatch building, you'll want to come into the gate and head off to the left. Through this door is our driver's entrance, and you can see right here on the door, it's open from 6 a.m. till 5 Monday through Friday. You can wait here and ask to see your driver manager, and they'll be with you shortly. Take a look inside our dispatch office.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Is that over there? Wow, we had a good time out there. Saw how to enter the property, went over and saw where the equipment's all parked, visited the shop, visited the driver's lounge, got to see safety and driver services, and come over here to this great building. It's a nice place.
It is.
It's going to be a great place to set down some roots and grow for a little while longer. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, fantastic. Well, let's talk a little bit about some current events. Since the last episode, we had a pretty significant event, not just the terminal move here in Washington, but Driver Appreciation Week. What a fantastic time. We've got some pictures to share, but for a week at all of our terminal locations, we had provided lunch, we had raffle prizes, things from gift cards of varying denominations to some hockey tickets, some flat screen TVs. Obviously, a lot of our vendors provided a bunch of swag to give away. But I think most importantly, we spent a lot of quality time connecting with our professional drivers. And you got to be out there and at 2 different terminal locations. You were here in Pacific Washington and in Lathrop?
Yep, kicked the week off here in Pacific, and we had a great turnout first part of the week, and then I went down to Lathrop to finish out the week. So I missed the famous llama, though.
That's right. If you guys saw on our Facebook page, I got photos with Caesar, the it's a mouthful, the no drama llama. So he was a lot of fun. He came down, spent a couple hours at the Albany, Oregon terminal. That was a lot of fun. But I think the most meaningful part is obviously spending time with our driving professionals. They spend so much time moving about. We get a few moments to sit down over a meal and talk about how things are going. It's an invaluable time. It's invaluable, and I just really appreciate them for showing up and spending a little bit of time with us and enjoying the food, and certainly spending some time with Caesar. I also want to send a shout out to my driver services teammates, Ruby and TG, for being the host and hostess with the most and mostest. They were great facilitators for those events, but it was a group effort. We had executive leadership traveling between the terminals, just like you had mentioned, because it takes a village to pull off an event like that. So thanks, Jeff, for you and your team and all their support as well.
Well, absolutely. Well, thanks for your group and everyone that was involved in driver appreciation. A lot of folks got involved in the whole process, and again, we do appreciate our drivers, not just 1 week, but every day. So thank you.
Absolutely. And if you have a suggestion for other things you would like to see for future events, give us that feedback. We'll talk a little bit later on in the program about WorkHound, our feedback tool. But if you can let us know of different things that might enhance our driver appreciation, or anything for that matter, use that feedback tool called WorkHound. We listen, we evaluate that as a leadership team, and we make actionable items out of what we hear from our driving force. So I want to move on now to announce our photo winner of the quarter for quarter number 3. Drum roll, please. Mr. Roger Dennison, congratulations. Your photo was selected as our photo of the quarter. Congratulations, Roger. Your winning photo will earn you one $100 Amazon gift card. So
Nice.
We'll be reaching out to you directly. We'll have that shipped to your home, or if you want to come see me here in Pacific Washington, I'll hand that to you in person. But we have his photograph here to share for you. What a lovely photograph of our equipment on a beautiful landscape. Well captured, Roger. Well done. Well, now I want to ask Jeff a little bit about a development for our Albany, Oregon Drivers Lounge. We've been working on that project for quite some time, and can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, we were down there last week, and thanks to a lot of hard work by Harry and a couple contractors and John Self and the whole Albany crew, the Drivers Lounge is just about ready to open. There's a couple more things to get accomplished, but we're looking at the week of the 24th this month to get her open, and we'll announce that with the fleet-wide and get everything going. But it's exciting to see it finally done. One of the things we heard, and we'll talk about it on WorkHound, was just not really having any showers and good facilities for the drivers. Now we not only have one here in Pacific, but we also now have it in Albany, so that's exciting.
That's fantastic. Well, we're looking forward to that. For any of you guys who've had a preview of what that driver's lounge looks like, you'll know they really raised the bar. It seems like every time we have an opportunity to enhance facilities, they do a very classy job of that. The facility here at Pacific Washington is pretty awesome, but that Albany one is going to be pretty
Top
special.
notch, absolutely.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that and celebrating with you guys for that. I want to transition now to spotlight on a couple of our amazing Cheema drivers that we have here at Cheema Freight Lines. A couple of stories I'd like to share with you. First off, we had a pretty heroic event here in the last couple of weeks, and I'd like to invite Jeff to tell us a story about one of our drivers named Richard.
Yeah, the first part of the month, Richard was driving on I-5 down in California, and it was just about sunrise, and he spotted something out of the corner of his eye, and happened to be another carrier that had gone off the road and had a rollover accident. So he was able to safely stop and render aid to both the drivers that were in there. And he was on the scene right away to call the police and get them involved, and got the ambulance out there and was able to flag them down because they couldn't even see, right off the roadway. But he did all he could to help them, and luckily there was no serious injuries. But he responded right away as a lot of people drove by and didn't do a thing about it. So thank you, Richard, for all your efforts, and that was a highway hero moment. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
The first responder before the first responders arrived, right? That's fantastic. Yeah, most people would probably see that and be down the road, but not Richard. That's one of those things that you just don't take for granted. Hats off to him. I understand also that the vehicle that rolled off the shoulder, another carrier's equipment, impacted a fence, and there was some livestock there, some horses.
Horses, yes.
So in addition to trying to administer aid and get everybody contacted, all the authorities, he also had to usher some horses back inside the fence, which he was able to do successfully, I
Yeah.
understand. So again, hats off to you, Richard. Thank you from all of us here at Cheema Freight Lines. Well, I had the opportunity to spend some time with another Cheema driver, a driver by the name of Lisa. Some of you know Lisa. Here's a little bit from that interview. All right, I'm here with Lisa Barron, getting you to know one of our driving professionals. Lisa, thank you for taking some time out of your busy day to join us. How are you doing today?
First of all, thank you for the invite. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
Super exciting. I'm doing good.
Good, good, good. It's a beautiful day, October, and it's glorious outside. Beautiful sunny day, fall day. So let's get to know Lisa a little bit, rapid fire style. I'm going to lob up some questions, and you just give me the first word that comes to mind. Quick answer. Ready? Go.
Ready.
Where were you born?
Los Angeles, California.
LA, California. All right, we go there.
Yes.
I was born in California too, by the way.
Really?
Sunnyvale, California. True
That's
story.
cool.
But this isn't about me. This is about Lisa. So LA, California. Thank you. Favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. Where's your blue?
Speechless.
Blue is your favorite color. It's a great choice. I love blue. I love blue. What is your favorite food?
Chicken of any sort.
Chicken. Do you have a
Yes.
favorite way to enjoy your chicken?
Mostly boiled and shred.
Okay. Boiled and
add
shred?
different types of
Slow
seasonings
cooked?
to it. Slow cooked or bake it. Either way. I just don't like it fried. My style.
Okay.
I like fried chicken like out, but I don't like cooking fried chicken.
Okay. What's your favorite book or movie? I'll give you an option there. Favorite book or movie?
So my favorite movie is Grease, of course, from back in
musical.
the day.
Good one. John Travolta.
And John
Olivia
Travolta, Olivia
Newton-John.
Newton-John. My favorite book was John Steinbeck of Mice and Men.
Oh.
It's the only book I really ever read.
Do you sing?
In the shower.
You're the one that I want. You are the one I want.
The day I find him, I'll say, yep, you're the one that I want, and sing it to him. That would be so awesome.
Any hobbies?
Yes, I love collecting shot glasses.
Shot glasses.
I've got probably over 200 of them already.
Mostly from travels as you drive around from state to state?
A lot of them are from my first year of being over the road for 8 months. So I basically went east, west, south, north.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool. So how did you get your start in trucking?
When I was 12 years old, I met a cousin of mine, and he was just my life, and that's what he did. So I kind of wanted to be him. I wanted to follow him and do what he did. So 40 years later, I got into trucking. It was just a, jump and do it. If you don't make it, you look for another job. If you make it, you're set for life. And I did it. I took a jump and
Stuck
left
with
everything
it?
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just stuck with it.
So what were you doing just prior to transportation?
Customer service.
Okay.
Working for a transportation company for medical transportation for the state of California medical.
Okay.
So making basically medical transportation appointments.
Oh, cool. Very interesting.
That was cool.
What led you to Cheema Freight Lines?
So after almost a year of nonsense with 4 different companies, my mentor from one of the companies where I started, Tyler Jensen, he told me go to Cheema, but I didn't have a year experience yet. I got frustrated and I quit, and he put me back in place and said, you just need to get up, He called me certain words that I won't announce. But yeah, it was because of him, and he told me to call Cheema, and he actually told me to call Michael, and I did. And 4 or 5 days later, I was here.
Wow.
Here in Washington.
Cool. Well, thank you, Tyler. Go Titans, right?
Go Titans, that's
Titan
right.
Tyler.
Yeah.
So do you remember when you started? What was your start date?
September 23rd, 2020.
That's right, September 23rd, 2021. You just celebrated your 1-year
1 year
anniversary,
anniversary.
last month.
Correct.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
You also had a recent birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday. I know I already wished you a happy birthday when it happened, but we'll just throw that out there as well. So what are you currently driving?
2022 Freightliner Cascadia.
Yep, that's right, 2022.
And it's awesome. It's a green monster.
2022. What year is it right now? 2022, that's right. How's that truck treating you?
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've had a few issues, but they were taken care of, and it's just part of trucking. You know, you have to learn your truck, and thankfully it was a new one, so I was able to learn the different noises, and now I know if something is wrong.
If you ever see Lisa's truck out on I-5 or any of the freeways and states that we run in, you'll recognize it right away. It's the one that's always decorated according to the season. So do you probably have some sort of pumpkin, ghost, bats, anything kind of for the holiday coming up?
I do, but only on the windows.
Okay.
I didn't have a lot of time for certain things that were going on in life to really get to the stores and find anything. So just basically window stuff.
Cool. Well, tell me what you enjoy about working here at Cheema Freight Lines.
We have a boss, but he's not down our neck. We basically just pick up and go and make our own times. And it may sound odd, but we do as we please. You know, we don't have anybody telling us you have to be here at this time, you have to be there at that time. But we can kind of maneuver our sleep time according to, if let's say we have a live unload, then we can either sleep our 10 hours, or if it's later on in the morning, we can just extend our sleep so we can get to the appointment on time instead of sitting there waiting for it. So it's very convenient.
Cool. And are you happy with the miles you're seeing?
I love it. I'm doing about 2,900 miles a week, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah. I'm
Fantastic.
trying to get 35, but
And you're running
it's
up
not
and down the
happening.
West Coast, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, you recently had a pretty exciting event in your life, an item you were able to check off of your bucket list, so to speak. Tell me a little bit about that.
So growing up, I never had anything, and it wasn't actually on my bucket list because I never ever in my life wanted to own a house.
Okay.
Only because you've got expenses here, a broken roof, you've got to repair things. But after coming to Cheema, I experienced steady income, and my dad and I really needed a place to go because the house we were living in got sold. It was my grandparents. And because of that, I was like, well, let's just move to Nevada because one of my best friends is out here. So it happened, and within 5 months, I was able to make that purchase because of that steady income, unlike others. So it was amazing.
That's impressive. That is really super, super
Yeah.
cool.
And that's what I tell everybody now, you know, hey, look, with 6 months, you can buy yourself a house. And it was just mind-blowing.
Congratulations on that, Lisa. Very proud of you. Let me flip the script just a little bit and tell you a little bit more about Lisa, maybe some things that she herself wouldn't share about herself. This woman will voluntarily cook meals to share with others, not just other drivers, which she does, but also other office staff. In fact, even this morning, if you were to look over the driver's lounge table over there, she's got some Mickey Mouse waffles and some scrambled eggs, among other things. And that is just kind of par for the course for Lisa. She'll pull up at the driver's lounge, she'll pull up at a truck stop, and if there's other Cheema drivers, they don't even have to be Cheema drivers, but if there's somebody that needs a meal, she's always willing to provide it, and we appreciate that. She's always sharing ideas with me and the team about ways that we can continue to improve what we do, on ongoing improvement here at Cheema Freight Lines. Always willing to help other drivers as they acclimate to Team Cheema. And she's referred many drivers. In fact, I think you have a referral in the works this week or next week will be onboarding with us.
Correct.
And that's one of a handful of drivers that you referred our way. And so you're helping us grow. You're helping us grow by referring those drivers. So we really, really appreciate you, Lisa. And on behalf of the Cheema family and all of us here at Cheema Freight Lines, I want to let you know, thank you for being you.
Thanks. Greatly appreciated.
All right, that was a great time spent with Lisa. Now, a time with our safety department, our safety corner. All right, I am joined now by Scott Gray from our safety department. Scott, how are you doing today?
Doing just fine.
As our watchers, as our listeners, as our tuners, inners know, every episode we try to take some time out of the agenda and focus in on a key safety topic. And Scott's going to deliver that for us today. Scott, what do you got for us?
I wanted to talk about truck and load security. For those that don't know, cargo theft is a big business, like a bee with a billions every year, annually. Thieves work on weekends and holidays. They don't take those days off, and they watch for and target unattended vehicles. And what can you as the driver do to prevent theft? Well, one, don't discuss what you got inside your trailer. Keep that to yourself. You're the only one that needs to know it. When you park at night, park in well-lit, secure areas. Back your trailer up against a fixed object so you can prevent somebody from opening your trailer doors. Don't drop your trailer without permission from dispatch. And don't drop loads in unsecured locations like store or mall parking lots. Walmarts are notorious places for thieves to operate. Use Cheema terminals whenever possible. When you're at home, park where you agreed to park when you were hired. If that location has changed, get with your dispatcher and get that vetted out so we know it's a good, safe location for you. If your trailer is broken into, you want to stop all action. Do not move the trailer. Call the police and then call dispatch. Do not move that load until dispatch instructs you to. Likewise, if you come to your rig and the seal's been broken, you aren't sure if anything's stolen or not, stop all action. Call dispatch immediately. Broken seals are big deals. I can't stress that enough. So cover your tail, so to speak. And in addition to load security, I also wanted to talk a little bit about OS&D. OS&D stands for overage, shortage, and damage. There is a section in the driver manual that talks about OS&D, and most drivers don't have much to do with OS&D, but those of you that do, you want to take precautions. And my OS&D person says STOP is a good acronym. S, seal intact. On your bills of lading at every delivery, notate the seal number and that it was intact. Trip sheets completed in any OS&D reported to Cheema OS&D department. You can reach them. I'll give a number out here, 253-733-5758. That is not a top secret number. The other thing, if you look at the OS&D macro on your PeopleNet, there is a number in there. That's a cell number. You can call that. It's also a place you can send pics to if you have OS&D. Make sure you send that macro. And then only depart the receiver after you've checked for overage, shortage, damage, notations, or refusals left in the trailer. Receivers will typically tell you if there's OS&D, but some do not. You have to look at those bills, and if you see something noted on there, get on the phone, go through the OS&D procedure, send that macro. And if you have a multi-stop load, note that new seal number on your bills and that it was intact when you get to that next delivery. And then P is just please double check your load paperwork and trailer number and report any discrepancies to Cheema OS&D immediately. Send all paperwork and necessary photos and wait for Cheema OS&D to release you from receiver locations. And the last item, if you see at the bottom of your load assignment when you get it that you need to use load locks or straps, please use them. During normal driving, they can help prevent load shifts. I'm not talking about hard brakes. I'm talking about just normal driving. And if you've ever had a load shift and you're the one that has to go get it reworked, you just realize how much time that is, and it just isn't a pleasant experience. That's what I wanted to talk about.
All good points. Yeah, the holidays are coming, and like you said, criminals and thieves, they don't take a day off, do they?
They do not. They're always
Tough
out there
line
looking.
of business. So thank you for the reminder. Quick question, follow-up. If a driver needs load locks and straps, best recommendation?
Swing by a Cheema shop.
Exactly right. Swing by a Cheema shop. We usually have a surplus of those at both of our terminal shop locations. All right. Well, thank you so much for your input and time. Appreciate it, Scott.
Well, thank you, Jamie.
All right. Once again, thanks to Scott for his safety message for us this time. All right, let's talk again about WorkHound. WorkHound, once again, is that feedback tool that we use and value so much because it gives us vital feedback from you, our driving professionals, about what you're seeing out there on the roadway, at our customers, different parking locations and whatnot. And on each episode, we try to highlight some of the comments that we're getting from you and talk about some of the actionable items as a leadership team we move on. So we've got two big ticket items I want to bring up here with Jeff. The first one is trailer parking. trailer parking, especially at this new location, has already become a piece of the conversation. We share this spot. We've made it available for other carriers to utilize, and we're already seeing some commingling in our designated Cheema spots. How is that being addressed, Jeff?
You know, we did see quite a few comments on work count, and we appreciate the feedback and honesty all the way through from the drivers. So, when we first got to the yard, we tried to put a little bit of signage up, which pretty obvious didn't help right away. So we listened to what was being said. We've now got a yard map as you pull in. We've got tenant parking signs so folks know exactly where to go. And pretty soon we're going to get the lot paved. We're waiting on our landlord through Freightliner to get that going through the city, but that'll certainly help as well, which will be a fully paved yard and striped, which will help keep the yard a lot more organized. So we've seen a lot of improvement since we moved in. The first couple weeks was a little chaotic, but this last couple weeks has been much, much better.
Cool. And we've only been here at this new location for what, 5-6 weeks maybe?
Yeah.
So already putting some of that feedback into action. The other item that we're hearing about, and we hear about this all the time, trailers, need more trailers. We buy trailers, then we need more trailers. Is that a problem of growth? What are we doing on that end?
We probably were a little short on trailers for a while, and we've still got a few rentals through a few folks that we're using, but we've already put 150 trailers into service, brand new Hyundai trailers.
Oh, wow.
And we've got more coming in. In fact, more build dates through the month of October and November and December. So we still got a lot more to come into the system, and that'll certainly help build the pools, clear out the yards, and help us stay more productive.
Nice. Well, I guess it's a nice problem to have when you're growing. Driver count, customer, you need more loads to keep those drivers moving,
Right.
and then you need more trailers to haul that freight in. And so that's kind of a sign of a good problem, but you always need to stay ahead of it. Absolutely. Well, cool. Thanks for that feedback. And again, that tool is work count. And so if you aren't already taking advantage of that, please let us know what you're seeing out there so that we can address it as a company. And we want to be held accountable to that. And each time you have an episode of Cheema Freight Lines or Cheema Connect, we'll be faithful to share that back with you guys. Well, thank you, Jeff. If you're looking for a driving position, consider Cheema Freight Lines. If you're ready to apply, you can go straight to our online application by going to teamcheema.com. If you have some questions for our recruiting specialist, give us a call at 844-424-3362, and we'd be happy to talk driving with you. Well, we're rounding third and headed for home. We're excited that our Mariners are in the playoffs, so I'm using a baseball analogy there. But also, I want to remind folks that school is back in session and the holidays are already upon us. That means more people and more vehicles on the road. So, a reminder, stay vigilant, keep your head on a swivel, frequently checking your mirrors, anticipate distracted drivers, create and maintain a space cushion and a safe following distance and lane balance to your left and right. Space is your friend. Give yourself a little extra time to get to where you're going. Cheema drivers do such an excellent job of modeling safe driving practices. Thank you for keeping my family and your family out there safe. I also want to remind folks out there that winter driving is coming, and all of our Cheema drivers need to make sure that they have chains and bungees prior to November 1st. If you do not yet have chains and bungees for your truck, stop by any terminal shop location and we'll outfit you with what you need. All right. Well, what do you think? This has been your first show, Jeff. How'd you do? Rate yourself.
Jamie, you are a true professional. You are.
Oh,
Thank you.
Well, thanks. I've enjoyed this. I hope you have as well. Thank you so much for tuning in on behalf of Frizz, myself, Harmon, and the family here at Cheema Freight Lines. We'll see you next time.